So this is the seventh in a series of simple explainer videos that relate to the Curious Cloud methodology. My name is David Foster, and in these videos I'll be bringing Curious Cloud to life, both to help you notice and solve complex problems, but also as a way to help you become more generally engaged and productive in the work that you do. We're currently looking at the creative problem-solving part of the Curious Cloud process. In the last video, based on our deepening understanding of the problem space, we used divergent thinking to come up with discrete elements that might form part of a solution. We considered this task as analogous to listing out cooking ingredients that we have in the kitchen before deciding which recipes that we could create for a meal. Having bottomed out a list of elements that might form part of a solution, we can now move on to the convergent thinking exercise, combining these elements in mutually exclusive ways to form a series of viable alternatives. We'll talk about how these alternatives can be compared and why this exercise is so valuable in the next video. But returning to our cooking analogy, this stage of the exercise is really taking a long list of ingredients and combining them in different ways to create a series of paper recipes, each of which could potentially fulfill requirements of the meal. So our aim here is to come up with several alternatives, or at least two, each of which has the potential to entirely solve the problem that we're working on. Whilst the Think 3 divergent thinking stage used peripheral vision and encouraged crazy ideas and no wrong answers, the Think 4 convergent thinking stage needs to be conducted in a much more focused, balanced and evaluative way. If you decided to use post-it notes for Think 3, then this convergent thinking exercise will now consist of simply moving the post-it notes in order to see how different solution elements might fit together. Potential solutions may well have crazy elements, much in the same way that a recipe might have a little chili zing to it. But each solution needs to have a plausible internal logic based on simple tests that are appropriate for the context of your challenge. These barrier tests might at least involve considerations for cost, time, quality and safety, as determined from conversations with those involved and affected. Where the problem that we're working on is a strategy creation problem, then we can usefully add an additional alternative, that of continuing to work with the existing strategy. We'll see next week why this status quo option is particularly useful. That's it until the next video. In the meantime, when solving even relatively straightforward challenges, get into the habit of pushing yourself to create at least 2 or 3 alternative solutions, each of which has the potential to solve the problem. There are deeper explanations in my Curious Cloud article, freely available from the Rally Strategic website. But if you find that this video is useful or that it's piqued your curiosity in some way, then please click like and share it with others.